What's up, everybody? Welcome back to Wax Packs and Morning Tracks. It's Mojobreak's Baseball Card Podcast. Cody and Bubba with you today. The trade deadline is looming. About a month away now, a little more than a month away. Actually, what? It's August 3rd, so it's about 2 months away. I said it's about a month away. No, it's different now. And now it's 2.
Yeah.
It's a long way. Although I guess it's like a week later than usual.
Yeah, it'll come quick.
Yeah, exactly. It'll be here quick. And the thing is, though, trades are going to start happening soon. There's enough teams that are out of it. There's enough distance in the season where you're going to start to see some names come up now, and you're going to keep hearing them until the deadline passes. So we're going to talk about a few of those names specifically, look at their markets, who are guys that maybe are worth a buy or worth a sell or worth selling, depending on where they land at the deadline. Before we get into that, though, of course, we got tons of amazing things happening at Mojobreak Shop that we want to let you know about. The World Cup is here for soccer fans. We've got some great events coming up. Panini is going to be having their mobile stop. Their truck is going to stop here on the 16th. That's Tuesday, June 16th from 1 to 5 p.m. It's going to be really cool because I think there's going to be, like, you can make your own World Cup sticker there. There's going to be some cool virtual games you can play at the truck. Plus, we're going to be having tons of stuff going on here in shop. Trade your stickers, all that good stuff. World Cup fever, man. Bubba's got it. Like, he's got his jersey on right now.
Yeah, USA.
Got cool. Your fit. Jersey, I feel like the only sport where they're like, don't say jersey. Hockey, they're always like, don't say jersey, say sweater. Is it like that in soccer too, where it's like a different kit? Yeah, but I think kit's like the full uniform. Like, right. So you are just wearing a jersey. Yeah.
Yeah. For what it's worth, all intents and purposes, this is a jersey.
It's a jersey.
Yeah.
The kit would be shorts, cleats.
I'd be curious to know like what the actual soccer players on Team USA call it.
True. That's the real test.
What do the American soccer players call?
Are they saying pitch or are they saying field? Who knows?
Oh, I mean, pitch.
It's got to be pitch.
Pitch.
Yeah. That's
but
what you got to say.
Kit or jersey? Comments below, kit or jersey.
Comments below. Are you saying kit? Or are you saying jersey? Or are you saying I came here to talk baseball? Well, we are going to talk baseball. And but we also want to let you know if you guys are on eBay, we just had our grand debut just a little over a week ago now on eBay Live. We're back on the platform. We're very excited about it because we are there pretty much every day of the week at this point, whether we're ripping sports, TCG. In fact, TCG is where we are going to be ripping a lot of that stuff and a lot of big stuff coming up. Entertainment as well. Single streams. We're going to have single streams on eBay pretty much every Thursday as well. Very excited about this. We're back on eBay Live. Gaming, TCG, sports, all the latest releases, including some of the big releases. I think we were just doing some Series 2. We're going to have next week. We got Dynasty coming up. I don't know if we're going to rip it on eBay Live, but I know we're definitely going to be ripping it here at Mojobreak. So definitely stay tuned for that. eBay Live. Make sure to follow our channel. Hit that bell when you're on our stream so you get notified every single time we go live on eBay Live, whether we're ripping TCG or sports. We'll go over there. eBay Live, another place where you can find us ripping Mojobreak and Mojobreak Gaming. All right, trade deadline. It's coming up sort of soon, but the names are already percolating of like, who are the guys that we are going to start to pay attention to? Let's just rip the Band-Aid off with the biggest name on the market. It's Tarik Skubal, who before the season started, I don't think the Tigers had the intention of this being the plan. I mean, they had that picture where everyone went, look at this super rotation of Skubal, Verlander, Fromber, Casey Mize is in there. You had Jack Flaherty of like, man, look at all these potential studs. It hasn't worked out that way. A lot of injuries. Obviously, the big one to Skubal where things really, the wheels just kind of fell off with the Tigers the moment he got hurt. Now putting him in a pretty easy position, I think, to make it to make a trade. Obviously, things can change. We literally saw things change a couple of years ago where the Tigers were quote unquote out of it, and then they went on a run in the second half to make the playoffs. But right now, as we record this, they're 8.5 games out of the division lead. They're 5.5 out of a wild card, a weak wild card in the American League. But I do think, even regardless of what happens here, I think the Tigers kind of have to trade Tarik Skubal, especially given that the injury seemed like it was totally going to derail those chances. And now that he's coming back, I think the decision is made. If he can stay healthy through the deadline, you have to deal him.
Yeah, I agree. And like year over year, we see examples of teams not trade their guys and just lose value. And I'm thinking too, like, you mentioned the standings. They're 5.5 out of a wild card in the American League. It's been a weak league so far this year. I think it's like inevitable that the American League in general is going to turn it up. I think there are a lot of teams a few teams in the AL West that are going to kind of pull their head out, if you will. And all of a sudden that wild card picture becomes a little more competitive. I think there are a couple teams in the East that get a little more healthy and they kind of find themselves rising near the top of that wild card picture. At least I would bet on an East team, an extra team coming out of the East or an extra team coming out of the West when all is said and done than I do maybe a third team coming out of the Central. And right now the Tigers are that odd team out. Health is weird. The Verlander thing just hasn't even we haven't even been able to see what that looks like really. So
and the offense has been anemic, and the offense was a problem last year when they were good.
Yeah, and it's like not a McGonagall issue.
No.
So just the other guys aren't stepping up. Like Riley Green is fine, but people have had him as like a dark horse MVP candidate since he's been healthy and playing, and he just has been like just good enough, I think. A buddy was talking to me the other day. We were talking Dodgers, and he's like, Riley Green doesn't start on the Dodgers.
Ooh, that's a good question.
With the emergence of Andy Pajes, you add in Kyle Tucker and then Teoscar Hernandez in there. It's like there's an odd man. It's like, so it kind of,
I think he's well, look, you have Teo there. I think Riley
they're different bats too.
He's batting over 300. Let's give him a little credit there. But you're right. It's not been the power. That's the thing is I think he was expected to be like potential 30 year in, year out, 30 home run potential. He had 36 last year. There's been a pretty steep decline in the power department this year with 7 across 246 at-bats.
You need the power. Yeah. And talking trades and valuing players, teams are putting in value in power. So circling it back to Skubal, like they got to trade him because that was my roundabout way of saying, I don't think the Tigers are going to this year.
Yeah. I think you're right. There's one, because the American League is so up for grabs and so bunched up. I mean, we say they're only 5.5 out of a playoff spot. You got the Astros who have had a pretty bad season. I think it felt like, man, is this the end of the Astros? They're 3.5 out of a playoff spot at 8 games under right now.
Yeah.
You have the Rangers a game under 500 in that third wild card position. So you've got the Blue Jays who have not really got their footing yet, kind of starting to get it back, getting healthy now. They're only a game out. The Orioles, who have just been kind of stagnant all season, they're only 2 games out. So there's a lot of teams that still feel like they're in it. I don't think the Blue Jays and Orioles are going to feel like they need to sell. I think they're going to see this as an opportunity of like, our talent is here. This is our moment to win now in a weaker league. Whereas I feel like the Tigers, yes, you can still compete without, they might look at that as like, well, if we get all these guys healthy, if we have Verlander healthy, if Fromber can figure it out again. The Fromber thing's really been a disaster. If you can get the rotation healthy again, you can swing Skubal for something. Maybe there's major league talent you can stick in the lineup right away and say, you know what, maybe we can try to get a third wild card, and then next year we can reassess and try to build the roster as we see it. I've got a bunch of suitors for Skubal. I just feel like if you're a competitive team, you're probably going to check in on Tarik Skubal. Like the Dodgers is the most obvious one. The Phillies, the Padres, the Braves, the Rays, the Brewers, the Yankees, and the Cubs. I think all of those teams are at least going to check in on Tarik Skubal.
I got one more, and it's where I think he's going to go. Well, how about this? Okay.
Because I know where he's going.
If I'm a betting man and I'm putting my money on the Dodgers probably getting him. However, what I think could be what makes the most sense would be, I think the Texas Rangers find a way to trade for Tarik Skubal.
Man, do you think they have the process? I mean, what does that cost?
Does it cost
Walcott?
I was just going to say it costs Sebastian Walcott.
Whew.
It might cost a guy like Kumar Rocker.
Major League ready.
And
I think the Tigers are going to prefer Major League ready guys.
Yeah.
I do. With exceptions.
I don't know that Josh Young might be on the block and the Rangers find a way to get some help at third base, but if it means landing Skubal. So could it be like a 3-team trade and they get a guy like Isaac Paredes as well in some little 3-team thing going?
Isaac also strikes me as like a guy that even if the Astros think like we're still in this, they could still deal Isaac and make some room for other guys that they have there.
Yeah. I see where the Rangers are in the standings, and they just got Corey Seager and Wyatt Langford re-injected back into that lineup, and it looks a lot different with those two guys in it.
Yeah. And it's a weak league. It's a league where they're like, you know what? We get the right guy. We can suddenly we're the first wild card team. We're the second wild card team, and we're with a good amount of distance between those.
You get into the playoffs, and you have Skubal, DeGrom, Leiter, and who knows if they make another move. There are other guys out there to get too. All of a sudden things look a little different.
I'll just say it because
Rangers have Mackenzie Gore too, don't they?
They do. They stacked that rotation where I think at the beginning of the season, I low-key really like this rotation. And again, I think it's really been the offense it's been a little iffy because DeGrom's been solid. Yeah. Jack Leiter's had moments.
Seager's hitting like 180.
Right. But he's been hurt.
Yeah.
He's going to come around.
Langford's been not very good. I think they both were playing hurt to start the year, and they're both healthy now. So.
Yeah. If they trade Walcott, that's obviously a massive trade. I think the Tigers have to ask for Sebastian Walcott in that deal, or that's what they have to say. Give us your best, and that's what they can do because again, this is a seller's market. There's very few teams that are going to be talking about trading a guy of this caliber. We'll talk about a team that I think should take advantage of this in a little bit. But if Walcott goes, that's going to be a huge, huge prospect. Not quite Leo DeVries level, but pretty close. If that were to happen, he is currently a top 10 prospect in all of baseball. He's number 9, so it's pretty dang close to Leo DeVries level.
Yeah, Walcott, and I just kind of am basing this off of what I pick up from MLB Network and the articles I read and stuff. But Walcott seems to be more major league ready, maybe just by 6 months to 12 months. Than DeVries.
Yeah.
DeVries had an incredible spring training and kind of just made it seem like he's ready right now. But I think Walcott is on a team like the Tigers that maybe can fill some holes throughout. You promote a guy like Walcott and he does more for you than he would do elsewhere.
I will say,
the thing is though that the Rangers have to give everything because the Dodgers, the Yankees, the Red Sox, the Cubs, the Rays, they just have more to give.
Right. So the Rangers would have to do something. Yeah, you're right. Where it's like a Kumar Rocker. So they have to overpay. Yeah. Basically. I will say, by the way, collecting wise, Sebastian Walcott, no autos for his first Bowman. Something to always keep in mind. So if you are looking at his market, you do have to keep that in mind. And I think overall the market is a little lower than I anticipated right now. Part of that
he's hurt, I think, right?
Yes. And even before when he played in 124 games in 2025 and the power dipped pretty substantially. So yeah, he's hurt right now. He hasn't played a lot. So the Rangers almost are I don't know. I don't know if the Rangers would want to do that because I think they still want to see what they got from a 20-year-old top prospect.
Yeah, I'm not trying to convince anyone that it's going to be the Rangers. I really think it's going to be the Dodgers, but I just think the Rangers have the most to gain.
Yes.
For right now, they're in it, weak division. I think time is now. They're just getting healthy, and I think that's a pretty cool 1, 2, 3.
It would be
4,
fun.
1, 2, 3, 4. Just Skubal and DeGrom in the same in the same clubhouse.
It'd be exciting.
Like that seems really cool.
It's going to be the Dodgers. Let's just be honest. It's going to be the Dodgers. It's like the most inevitable trade I think that has ever been proposed.
Well, okay.
We've been talking about it since last trade deadline. That's just going to happen at some point.
If they trade him, I mean, a lot.
He's getting traded to the Dodgers. And because here's what's going to happen is he's going to get healthy, and then Glasnow's going to get healthy, Snell's going to be healthy, and then you go into October, and you've got Yamamoto, Skubal, Blake Snell, Tyler Glasnow. Oh, by the way, Rocky's starting to figure it out. And oh yeah, Shohei Ohtani at the prime of his his absolute pitching powers at the top level. You've got a 7-man rotation that you can go with. You could go Skubal for 5 if you want, and then just be like, Roki, go out and give us the next 4. Like, that's what they're going to do. They're going to have a starting pitcher bullpen, and they're going to walk to a 3rd straight World Series title.
Yeah, I'm trying to like not have it all be about like the Dodgers and have it
but
be.
It is. It's
but
their
like,
game.
and this is why. Okay, and I'll get over that. Okay. This is why it's so obviously the Dodgers too, is because not because they need them, but because they have the means to do it so that no one else can have him.
Yes, 100%.
Like that carries so much more weight than their roster need. What's more important here is that they don't want anyone else to have him.
They also saw,
and that carries more weight and moves the needle more for the Dodgers to move the Sheehan's, the DePaulos, the Hopes. Oh, I hope not, but like
this is the thing.
They're going to do it because everyone else, the Tigers are going to be like, all right, everyone, what's your offer?
Yeah. And the
bidding war.
And the Dodgers will say, we have 4 outfielders who are in our top 10 in the system right now. We'll give you 2 of them. And I don't know, like, I don't know if they do it, but like, if they're really like, fine, we'll give up Dalton Rushing or something. I don't think they will. But like they have enough there where they're like, yeah, sure, why not? We'll do it. I'm looking at their top 30 right now.
It's gonna be Quintana, bro. It's gonna be DePaula, Quintana, Sheehan.
They have literally their top 4 prospects are all outfielders: DePaula, Hope, Quintero, Sirota. Plus, you have James Tibbs, who came out of nowhere, who's one of the best hitters in AAA right now, who is a found $20 bill in the couch, and say, hey, what if this $20 bill gets me Tarik Skubal? Would that work? Is that okay? Is that a thing? They have enough young guys in the majors right now who they could be like, yeah, they're expendable right now. Like I mentioned, Dalton Rushing as a guy. I don't think Rushing. I think he's kind of off limits.
Well,
tell me. I feel like that's a guy I feel like he's off limits.
I've been the guy, like for the last year, that's been like trade rushing. Like he's getting a little older and past like that first year deal prime and shine. And he's a heck of a player. He's a good catcher. And so I've been like, trade him. New revelations with Will Smith. He's dealing with some bad neck or something, and he's might go on the shelf for a little bit. So it's like kind of like bad timing, but could he be healthy in 10 days, 2 weeks, Will Smith? And then it's like,
Yeah. I don't think he gets traded. Alex Freeland is a guy who maybe you could say if you're going to get a major league talent guy, maybe they say, yeah, we'll dangle Freeland as part of that too. But I think basically you're looking at, they have 5 or 6 outfielders.
Yeah, Freeland should go.
Yeah.
Because he's just kind of in like purgatory, like bouncing back and forth between the major league club and AAA. 2
of DePaula, Hope, Quintero, Sirota. You got Charles Davlin there as well, who's a top 10 prospect, and you've got Tibbs again, who's found money. 2 of those guys go in the deal. Probably one of your elite, then maybe another guy, which again I think is just a guarantee. It's Tibbs. Fourth organization for the guy in like 3 years is tough.
Dude, I think it's going to be all elite prospects. Like I think a guy like Davlin isn't developed enough. They got to. And the Dodgers, it'd be probably in their best interest to wait on him and wait for him to develop more so they can get more out of him.
Yeah, he's all But
yeah, you nailed it. Tibbs, DePaula, Sirota, Mike Sirota. That's a name that I think he came over from the Red system.
And that could be another one where I think maybe it's Sirota, Tibbs, because I think they maybe have less invested in them. It's like these are guys we found and they emerged when we brought them over.
Yeah.
Whereas DePaula and Hope and Quintero are guys that they are actively, they've drafted them, they've signed them internationally, whatever, how, and they have a lot more invested in their development.
Yeah. Sirota was in that Lux deal. Like, it'd be awesome for the Dodgers to include Sirota in a Skubal deal and in a round, have Lux be.
And I think if you're a collector of
Skubal in.
Right. I think if you're a collector of these guys, you would rather them trade those guys because yes, Sirota's market really took off in the last year. Very surprisingly. But I think we always talk about collecting Dodger prospects is a tough because these guys get dealt because they're always competing and this is the way they do things. Is they build a good farm system. A couple guys trickle in. You get a Pajes, you get a Rushing who trickles in and becomes a factor on the roster. But most of these guys get dealt. And at the deadline, you go, well, I was investing on so-and-so player, but now they're gone.
Yeah.
But I think a guy like DePaula especially, I don't think they're going to deal him.
Yeah, I mean, you can't just trade away your entire future. But I sure, if someone has to be left out, yeah, they have 5 premier guys, all in the outfield too.
Yeah, it is insane how stacked that outfield is.
Yeah, if you're a Dodger prospect, it's hard to be a Dodger prospect hunter or a Padre prospect hunter because
same thing.
Preller's just going to trade you for whatever.
Very much the same. It's almost exactly the same, if not a lot worse. If you're trying to
different context, but same volume of prospects trading teams.
Right.
The Dodgers, though, have found a way to trade some huge prospects that at the time were just no one knew who they were, and then they've turned into be the Yordan Alvarez's and O'Neal Cruz's, and
yeah,
and every other year we'll add a new name to that list, I'm sure. But.
Exactly. Yeah, I'm just looking at some of the recent sales of some of these guys. DePaula is the number one. Still right now, there's been some notable recent sales of first Bowman Gold Refractor PSA 9 that sold for $2,200. He's again, I would be pretty surprised if maybe the Tigers are it's DePaula or nothing, which they absolutely can do. They absolutely can just say it's DePaula or we cannot make this deal. And I think if
the Dodgers can do that and probably not have it hurt that bad, it's just maybe instead of getting 3 prospects, you get 2.
Right.
Or it's DePaula
and Sheehan, or DePaula. It would be probably more than that still, even though it's half a season. And this is the other thing I want to point out is I feel like the Dodgers have so much success on the free agent market. Obviously, anytime there's a number 1 free agent, you can be Dodgers are going to be at least in the conversation, if not the favorite. But one thing I've noticed is when they swing these big deals, they don't retain a lot of these guys when they hit free agents. Manny Machado went to free agency. Didn't become a Dodger.
Good.
Trey Turner went to free agency the year after his full year.
Said in the media he didn't want to be a Dodger.
Yeah. And who am I thinking? I feel like there's one guy I'm missing where there was another guy that, Scherzer, but he was a little older. So maybe the Dodgers were we're not going to do that. You're here for half season. But regardless, they have swung these really big deals. It's not a guarantee that they are then going to come back.
Yeah. Darvish.
Right. In this era,
this is a fun game.
In this era of ownership,
there are so many. Yeah, people right now are screaming at someone's player's name right now.
Yeah. So if Skubal comes, that is something I think they are probably thinking about in the back of their minds. We've done this before, where we've given up some big prospects. It hasn't totally come back to bite them. Keibert Ruiz was the big trade in the for Turner and Scherzer.
Yeah.
And he's been fine. It hasn't really bit them and Josiah Gray as well. That hasn't really hurt them all that much, giving up those guys. But I'm sure in the back of their mind, they're we keep doing this and we keep losing these guys. At some point, we're going to go, oh man, look at what Jose DePaul is doing in Detroit right now. We really shouldn't have done that. We really stepped in it on that one.
Yeah. I mean, 1 ring and I feel it'll blur your memory for at least 4 or 5 seasons. Yeah. But yeah, I mean, if DePaula's everything that people say he is going to be, then he'll be elite we'll be talking about him for and then in 20 years from now, we'll be talking about Josue DePaulo.
Yeah, we are at the peak of his value, by the way. I'm looking right now at recent PSA
It's like
10.
so much has to happen.
I know.
It's like, so much has to happen. We talk about a guy like this every year, but we have been talking about DePaulo for a handful of years now. So,
and he's still just what? How old is he? He's still just 21 years old.
Dang, really?
He's at 21 years old. His first Bowman PSA 10 just recently sold for $420, which is $10 off the highest sale of that card. So that's why I just think he's too elite. There's too much riding on him. And I think like if you're a collector, and I think clearly that tells me that if you are collecting him, Dodgers collectors and DePaulo collectors kind of see like, I don't think the Dodgers would go that far.
That's what's interesting is like, I'm surprised there's like that much volume. He seems like a guy that you'd want to wait on right now and kind of see what happens, or just sell and like just take what you can get.
Yeah. Yeah. And I think that they have to see like,
I don't know.
When's Teoscar a free agent? It's not next year. They have one more year of him. It might be next year.
It might be 2027. Yeah.
I think they have to look at like, finally look at, okay, what's the future after him?
No, did they extend him?
They did extend him.
They did.
Yeah, he's got a team option in 2028. He's got
they gave him like a 3-year or something like that.
But I would be pretty surprised at this point. Not that he's been terrible, but I don't think they're going to pick up that team option given what they have in the farm system right now. Given that he'll be 35 when that team option comes up.
We'll see what happens with CBA. If
there's that too.
We'll see what happens with CBA. What options look like. We could do a whole episode on player options once the CBA comes out.
Yeah.
Whenever, who knows how, if we'll be old men by then.
Yeah, right. Exactly. Minor league baseball will be happening regardless next year.
Maybe they'll like, we could play.
We could play.
Maybe we could play.
Oh, I don't know if I want to be a scab.
Like a league of their own, but instead of the men going to war and the women playing, it's like the men are on strike and then the podcast hosts
play. Oh my God.
Dude.
You know what? That would humble the hell out of us if that were to happen.
Dude, I still got it, bro, for like maybe 15 pitches.
All right. Let's see. Us, Mojobreak versus the John Boy Media. Let's do it. Can we pull off the upset?
No. No, I'm just thinking like you and I versus like the game, like the gaming department. Let's just
gotcha.
Let's keep it in house first. We don't want to expose ourselves.
No, that might be a little tough. Yeah, look, we'd love the exposure, but that might be asking for it.
It'll be just like, without getting too far off topic, it'll be cool as we have the World Cup opening ceremonies on in the background. I don't want to say cool because I'll be sad every second without baseball that there should be or could be. But we're sports fans and we're jocks and we love the hobby and stuff. Like what kind of comes out of or sprouts from the lack of baseball, being without baseball?
I will tell you,
cool new ideas? Anyone like coming up with some like inventive games or YouTube or something live streamed, or did people just lean into the other sports a little more? Did the other sports be like, oh, like, come on, baseball fans, we're going to have Dodger Day at SoFi, or I don't know.
I'll tell you what it's going to be.
Do the Rams wear a Dodger inspired uniform?
I don't think they would be able to do that because of all of the, like, as the work stoppage is happening.
It's just right. It would just be
they can't do anything.
Yeah, true.
I'll tell you what's going to happen. One, minor league baseball, because it's a different union, will not stop. Minor league baseball will continue if there is work stoppage next year. Two, we saw it during the pandemic. KBO games were on ESPN. DuPont baseball games were on ESPN.
Yeah,
you could tune in live to these games. Those are going to get those are going to be like, oh yeah, I remember this was fun to watch this at like 1 a.m. I loved this. This was great. Like that's going to get rejuvenated. And I think you're going to also see like, maybe like, oh, we're going to broadcast minor league baseball games with like, oh, here's the number 1 prospect who's playing the number 5 prospect tonight. Right. Let's put the game on TV. I think you're going to see a lot more of that next year. If we get it, God willing, we don't. So a couple more guys I want to talk about. If Skubal, if you lose out on Skubal, who are the other guys to consider? Freddie Peralta, I think for the Mets is pretty obvious because he's a free agent. I think he's the runner-up prize, won't cost nearly as much as Skubal. So that's something I see the Mets as a team that
the Mets are trading, bro.
It sucks.
Where are we?
But we saw this scenario not that long ago, right? When Verlander and Scherzer got traded.
Oh, yeah,
it's similar, and I could see.
Yeah,
I can see them under this ownership being like, all right, do it again. Hit the reset button. Get rid of a few bad contracts. See if anyone maybe will be willing to eat half of Marcus Simeon's deal.
Was the Peralta deal a bad deal though?
It wasn't. No,
it was a trade. No,
it was a trade. It didn't feel like not like where you look at that Red Sox deal.
I agree that they could shed and that they could, release some tension or some stress maybe that's, I don't know, dude. Like it helps that Simeon's starting to play better too.
Mm-hmm.
Like it's a good time to, man, I don't know, dude. It's just crazy. Like 2 months ago, I think I was maybe YouTube. Like I remember I was live on this podcast live saying like, I think the Mets have the second best lineup in all of baseball.
I said they're going to the World Series and they're going to win it.
Okay.
So,
yeah.
My World Series pick was Mets and Tigers, and they are the two teams we're talking about right now as the biggest sellers at the deadline.
Wow, that's funny. Yeah.
Oh man, rough. So I played the game.
Yeah, and now we're talking about the Mets having to like shed some weight and like get real and like
it sucks too that the Luis Robert
reposition. Like
Luis Robert was looking like he was about to have his best season ever, and then he got hurt again. There's just a lot that they've been very snake bitten this year, but I could see them doing that where they're like, let's flex our financial might and eat some contracts, trade Freddie Peralta for whatever we can get. They're going to be intriguing, obviously, but I want to talk about two NOS teams that I think are going to be the more intriguing teams at the deadline, and especially are going to have some maybe hobby ramifications. I won't start. I'll leave the bigger one for later, but Padres. They're always a factor at the deadline. They're the team that I said it. The Dodgers feel like the obvious pick to win the Tarik Skubal sweepstakes. I might put the Padres second, just because Preller is insane. They don't have a good farm system right now, but they do have Ethan Salas, and he has fallen off a lot. He's 49th in prospect ranking. This was a guy who was 2, like not that long ago on MLB.com's prospect rankings. Yeah. He was up there, and he's still only 20. Part of that is 2024, bad year, just a rough year. And I think maybe a little bit of is he being rushed along a little too much? Like he's constantly the youngest guy in his level.
Yeah, he got to AA like crazy early.
Like 19 in AA.
Yeah, in AA it's not always the case, but for some people out there, like they don't know, like lately AA has been in some respects more competitive than like a AAA setting could be. It's not always the case, but like AA is like nothing to turn your nose up at. It's like, no, it's very good baseball.
AA is where you separate, where it separates the talent, honestly.
Yeah.
That's why you occasionally do see guys get called straight up from AA, because you're like, well, in AAA, you're getting this mix of like guys who have been in the majors,
rehab stuff sometimes,
rehabbing, and guys who can't stick, and like we don't really have another place for you to go, but like we're not ready to give you a big league.
Yeah, some AAAs, or it's not the case with San Jose being single A or low A, but like a lot of AAAs are like close in proximity to their major league ball club, so it's just like a quick little rehab, so their player doesn't have to do a lot of travel. So like, sorry to cut you off, but like AA is like legit baseball. So I think they may have been rushing him along. I agree to that.
It's a vote of confidence, obviously, that they're like, we think you can handle this young, and it didn't happen. He also got hurt last year. That's a big part of it. This year, though, he's turning it around. He's having a good year. If you look at the offensive numbers, he's having a good season. So does Preller does he do it again? Salas has been untouchable.
It's just a coin flip,
I know. And the thing is, the Padres catcher is like the one position they can't figure out. But does he go, you know what? If it gets us Tarik Skubal, do it. I don't know.
Yeah. Well, yeah. Gosh, what kind of major league talent?
That's the thing.
Do the Padres have to give up to get?
I don't even know if they have enough
to get Skubal.
Yeah. I don't know if they have enough.
Because they have Cash Mayfield, who I think has been looking good in the minors, 24th overall pick a couple years ago. Solace is like, I feel like any trade the Padres do, Solace is involved.
They have to. If they're gonna do the let's do it again, let's try to really make another big push here, which I don't know if they're even good enough to do that. They're sitting at 3 games over 500 right now. They're like barely hanging on to a wild card spot.
I think the NLC is too good this year and going to be too competitive. It's going to squeeze out an extra NL West team that we're used to having.
Because like the Diamondbacks are probably like, it's either the Padres or Diamondbacks gets left out of the playoff picture. And I think if the Padres want to solidify themselves, I just don't think they can do that deal where they get a half season of Skubal. Like that's, I just don't think that's feasible. It's a little bit of like roster malpractice, honestly. If they do that again, like if you're gonna get Skubal, if you're gonna get a pitcher for Salas, you need to give up. You know what?
It's like treasonous.
You know what? I know what the perfect match is, and it kind of leads me to my next team. The perfect match is the San Francisco Giants for Logan Webb.
Oh.
Ethan Salas to the Giants for Logan Webb. Obviously, there's more parts of that deal, but it kind of is perfect. Giants get their answer at catcher after trading Patrick Bailey. Get this stud 20-year-old, and the Padres get a controllable ace for the next 3 years. In-division trades don't happen at the deadline. It don't really happen that often. But it's kind of a perfect deal for both sides, right?
Yeah, I don't know about for the Giants. I don't know. Like,
it would suck to see. That's the thing is that I don't think they're going to do it because it would just be too painful to see Logan Webb that often.
There's more to that deal. I know what you mean. Like, there's more to the deal. I think you can get so much for Logan Webb.
I do too. And I think there's probably other teams who are going to go, look, and the Padres, again, it wouldn't just be Salas, it would be other pieces.
Who else did the Padres have? They don't.
That's the thing is if they have Salas.
Dude, they don't really have like any huge hitters, right? In their prospect system?
No, their prospect, they have gutted that farm system like crazy. And I do want to mention, by the way, if you're like, where is Salas right now? Because remember, this is a guy whose Bowman cards were on fire out the gate. Recent sale of this accounts for a nice little uptick recently. June 9th, first Bowman PSA 10 auto, $235. That feels like so low compared to what we were.
Yeah, I'm seeing it right here. Yep.
October 16th of 2023, when that this may be one of the first PSA 10s, $650. So that's about a $400 drop. Over a $400 drop in value in 3 years.
Ouch.
Yeah.
Because like 650, it doesn't seem like horrible, but like
that's the base, I should say. But still, it shows you where his market is. It's really, really fallen off a lot.
Yeah. Damn. That's a cool card too.
Yeah.
I like that card.
I love that picture.
Yeah.
It's a good card.
Yeah. Kind of like a little iconic card for when it came out,
Yeah. And he's still
for the hobby.
The thing is, I could see him getting dealt for the right. Again, that's got to be a controllable starter for the right move. It does. Webb is kind of a perfect guy. I don't know but you're right. The Giants will have all the leverage, and that's the other thing. If the Giants put Logan Webb on the market, I think they can get as much, if not more, than what Skubal will command because he's controllable for so many years, because of the age, and because, frankly, I know he's not affordable, quote unquote, but like that's basically just a tick below or about what he would get on the open market, whatever he's getting right now. And I think there's a lot of teams that go, that's fair. That's a fair price to pay for Logan Webb. So if the Giants want to do it, if they want to get a huge amount of prospects, there's a few, basically anyone who loses out on the Skubal sweepstakes, I think, with some exceptions, because I think with Skubal, it's like the Rays would be in on Skubal because it's only half a season. They wouldn't be in on Webb because I don't think they'd want to pay that price.
Yeah, what's annoying, and like this is just pure pessimism on my point here, but like I feel like so many teams are in on Skubal that they will wait to make a move before he gets dealt. And like, I just feel like Skubal could be one of the last deals that gets done.
Agreed.
And it's in the Tigers' best interest to wait it out as long as possible because they're still in the hunt.
Yep.
So if you're waiting for things to happen anytime soon, like just root for the Tigers to not win a game between now and the trade deadline. The more they lose, the faster a deal I think will happen. But the longer the Tigers are in it, I think there's a chance that the Tigers go on a run because they can just do that, and that anyone can go on a run in that division. And all of a sudden they're right there, and they're like, Scott Harris wakes up one day and goes, we'll add.
Yeah.
We'll add today.
Yeah. You know what? Hey, CJ Abrams. Sure. Why not? Let's get him.
Sure.
Let's go pick him up.
McGonigal, can you play third or second? Oh, yeah. Oh, sure. Okay. Yeah. Abrams will be our shortstop. Cool.
Yeah, exactly. That could happen. It could very well happen. That's why this whole market is weird.
Yeah. And they might get traded. They might trade a guy like Torque.
Could
Get a guy like, I just don't I think he needs to change the scenery.
The extra wild card just throws a wrench in all of the trade deadline talk because it is like, again, talking about it this early is almost a fool's errand because you are like, everything could change. Like a team that's like 8.5 out of a wild card spot now, by July, you're like, hey, they're 2 out now.
Yeah. And arguably the streakiest team of the last 2 or 3 seasons has been the Detroit Tigers. Yes. So, I mean, would any of us be surprised? Truly, would any of us be surprised if they won the division?
No. The Guardians have kind of fallen. The White Sox, as we sit here right now, are first place in that division.
Yeah.
I love that team. It's fun. It's not going to last. I would love for them to say, let's do it. Let's actually buy at the deadline. We have a good farm system. A lot of our pieces are already in place. I don't see it happening, but who knows?
Yeah. We'll see. We'll see what they do.
Remember we were talking about.
We'll see what the White Sox do.
Remember we were talking about. Murakami at the deadline would be a really attractive player to trade. They ain't trading him anymore.
Oh my gosh, we were saying that.
That ain't happening. I know he's injured right now, but like that will not happen.
That was so disrespectful to Murakami.
It was respectful to him because we're like, he's got all this value right now.
We're like, oh, this guy's. At least for me, I was like, I'm not buying it. Dude can't hit the fastball. When we were in the other studio, I remember I was like, Dude can't hit the fastball. What are these reports? And then he like shows that he can hit the fastball in the WBC. Oh, and he like has a really good like first couple weeks. And then I'm like, all right, like, yeah, he'll be a good trade piece. Like as if he's only good for that. Dude, I'm sorry.
Hey, look, you're not the only one who missed.
The White Sox of all teams, the White Sox should trade for Skubal.
Why not? Let's do it.
Who's the White Sox? Colson Montgomery's their shortstop.
Again, another team where I think a player like Webb would be more attractive to them because they're. Oh
my gosh, yeah.
Because obviously control, which he could be part of this team as they're growing.
Kyle Teal, go get Kyle Teal.
Boy, I'd love that. You're right, and they actually have a lot of catchers.
Dude.
That's kind of another perfect one. Would they be willing to spend that amount on Webb? I think they'd be a little more willing because I think we've seen when the White Sox are ready to compete, they're like, by the way, oh yeah, that's right. We are in Chicago. We're a major market team.
Dude.
Acting like a small market team sometimes, but when they need to act like a big market team, they will do it. Remember how they were a player for Bryce Harper. They tried. They brought him to the South Side and were like, "You be the face of our franchise."
Yeah.
So when they want to, they can be a big time team.
Yeah,
that's another one where it could be a fit if they really want to go and swing for the fences. I can see it.
Webb's like any given day. Webb's the best right-handed pitcher in baseball.
He can be. He absolutely can be.
So that's a guy you take a swing for, and he's controllable for a couple more years. Right.
He will be for after the season. He still has 2 more years of team control of again, an extension he signed, which I believe he'll make 23 and 25 million a year.
Yeah. It's like, and if the Giants don't trade him, it's like not a failure on Buster Posey's part. It's like, with that control and how good he is and what he means to that organization, like they don't have to trade him, but
they don't have a replacement.
They could get so much for him.
They could get a lot and add to the best farm system they've had in a long time. I don't know. I just feel like it's kind of the moment to do it. because you can get so much to him. And I would love to see Webb go on a great team and like see him in the playoffs again. Like we saw him once and he looked like such a stud against the Dodgers in that series. He was incredible. It felt like, man, we're going to see this for years to come. It hasn't happened.
It's like he's holding the Giants back from their new brand and their new Posey brand.
Both ways. Like maybe the Giants are, and the Giants kind of are holding him back from being like, go out and be playoff ace again. I would love to see it from him, but it would be hard. It would be very sad to see that happen, but I would get it. It's the business, you know. Real quick to go just over the Bowman's prices for a lot of these guys we talked about. Tarik Skubal, a raw first Bowman auto, just recently sold for $205. So that's where we're at with that's raw.
Do that because the box that he's in 2020 Bowman, which is Bobby Witt and Dominguez and I'm missing a huge one here. I think Skubal, right? But Joe Ryan's in there too. He's a great pitcher. But Bobby Witt's the big one. Like, do that because Jaron Duran's also in there.
Yep.
Because that box is like $800 or something like that.
Humongous box.
And you'd be thrilled if one of your autos was freaking with Skubal. So yeah, just buy that. Just buy the card.
Buy that card. Because again, he might have, especially if he goes to like the Dodgers, say, and has an amazing playoff run. There's so many more eyeballs on him. I know he's won back-to-back Cy Youngs. It's like how much more can his value go up? Well, you do it on the Dodgers, your value will go up. It will happen.
Yeah, and what's the worst he can happen? He is Tarik Skubal and just is on any other. It's like he's awesome. Like. I don't know. I think the accolades already speak for themselves. $200 for, I would do it.
I am jumping.
I might do it.
Yeah. Well, you know what I'm going to do?
I might do it.
I'm jumping.
Someone say I won't. Someone say I won't in the comments.
I think he's going to do it.
Say you won't in the comments.
You won't. You know what I will do? Buy a $24 Logan Webb first Bowman raw auto. May 30th was the last sale.
Right there with you. I'm down.
That's such an easy buy.
I'm down.
That's the easiest buy of all time.
Because he's going to be a Dodger. I'm just kidding.
Oh, God.
I'm just
now,
kidding.
that would be...
Talk about interdivisional trades that won't happen. That won't happen.
I'd quit baseball if that were to happen.
Yeah.
He goes to a good team and makes a playoff run.
Yeah, White Sox are great.
Even if that's an $80 card, you're like, I bought it for $20. Great.
What about Webb for...
I want to hear it.
Rushing.
Oh, God. No.
He'd get
not
bullied.
After what happened.
He'd get bullied, yeah.
Not after what happened when Jung-Hoo Lee got hurt. Never.
Jung-Hoo Lee throws the first pitch on opening day to Dalton Rushing in the squat.
to mend the bond right there, to show a rare active player throwing to another player just to show we're buddies. It's okay. Everything's fine.
And then Shohei hits a first pitch nuke into the water.
Can't have it happen. Yeah, I'm already envisioning Kyle Teal in orange and black, and it looks pretty good.
I'm getting off track. I have Mexico in the background right here.
It's about to start.
This is an exciting time for sports. I mean, baseball is in. I mean, this is like baseball is. It's no longer like it's early. You can't say that anymore. It's not early anymore.
We're mid-season at this point.
We're approaching like 100 games played, I think.
Yeah, we're getting to the mid-season point of the season, so a lot happening.
Yeah. We're like 8. Yeah. I think we're almost like halfway home.
Almost there.
The first half is longer than the second half, right?
Yeah, because the first half is like All-Star break is the first half, but really the first half
the
first half is really like in a week. Like the end of the first half is like in a week.
Yeah,
that's really the end of the first half.
Yeah.
One last team I want to talk about a couple of these are going to involve maybe the biggest Bowman chases that we're going to talk about today, other than DePaul and Salas. I just think the Milwaukee Brewers, if not now, win for selling off a couple of big prospects. The Braves are the best team in the National League. The Dodgers are the Dodgers. Both of those teams have enough prospects where I can see them swinging a big deal. I could see the Braves being in on Skubal as well. I could see them being in on some big hitters as well. I don't know if there's a fit in the outfield for the Braves, but boy, would it be cool to see, like for them to make a big move on a guy like Byron Buxton to bring him home. That would be really cool to see them do that. I just don't know if there's a spot in the outfield for. Oh yeah, there might be a spot in the outfield for him. Except Acuna's hurt again. That's a little tough. But I could see them making a move. But the Brewers, back to them. They have Luis Pena. You have Jesus Mate. You have a lot of really good young talent in the minor leagues. If they want to say we're willing to offer one of these two guys, probably more Pena. I know he's been hurt.
Yeah.
Mate, I don't see them doing it. I don't see it happening.
Can't do Mate.
The thing is, too, for them, they don't really have the incentive because they're like, well, it's when we keep these guys, it's worked. Like we kept Churio and it worked. We kept Terang. We kept Frelick. It's working.
Mm-hmm.
Mizorowski. We take other teams' unwanted prospects and we make them into stars. Kyle Harrison. But there's been so many of those successes. Like you can afford to finally trade one of these guys, right? I just think it's now is the time where you maybe package Luis Pena in a deal, and you say, let's go out and get, say, a top tier pitcher. Let's go out and do the Sabathia move again, but it's Skubal or something. You know, they don't do this very often, if ever. So, got to make it happen. I just feel like they're the team that needs to make a big deal.
Yeah, I think they owe it to their fans to really go for it. And you're probably on one of your last good years of Yelich production. There are a couple, and I think that division also is, while it's been ultra competitive, I think that there's space for someone just to run away with it. And of any of the teams, I think they have the best makeup to do that top to bottom. Mm-hmm. You mentioned those two guys at the top there. They have other guys they can move to. They have their top drafty Fisher. They have Braylon Payne.
Yep.
17th overall pick from a couple years back.
You have the guys that you acquired in the Freddie Peralta deal. Jet Williams is there that you could package in a deal.
Yeah. He was like 15th overall a handful of years back. They're stacked. They're on paper. Their prospect system is great. I mean, it just everywhere. And like you mentioned, like development too. Like, yeah, like Luis Pena, I'm just thinking of like when we were ripping Bowman, like it was all about Made, but like Lupin, we were calling like Lupin, like he was like a good like consolation prize if you got him instead of getting Made out of your break.
And now they're both top 10
and
prospects.
Now it's like, yeah, like either one of them could be like the guy for them. Yeah. So cool spot, good problem to have, cool spot to be in. You hope they make a move and they don't get like stubborn or stingy, because they could just very well be the second or third best team in the NL and not win a playoff series. Maybe Kyle Harrison can't sustain. You're like, dang, they should have went and got an arm.
That's the thing is if you're going to rely, they have a ton of great young talent, but there's a risk involved of relying on a young Mizorowski and a young Kyle Harrison.
Yeah, even relying on the Miz. Like we haven't seen. No one has, even the Miz included, has not seen this level of Miz production for an entire season.
Imagine having a Skubal, a Logan Webb, I was going to say Freddie Peralta, that'd be a little weird. But imagine having like one of those two
weirder
guys.
Things have happened.
You're right. They'd trade him right back, bring him on back. But imagine having one of the two guys there I just mentioned as like, that's your game. Skubal will probably be a game one. Webb might be too, but they might give Mizorowski the respect of like, he's our game one guy. But like, then imagine being like game two, it's one of that mix of like, it's Mizorowski after following Skubal, or it's Mizorowski and then it's Webb. You would just feel so much more confident about that, the team's chances. Or if they go and get an outfielder or something, there's so many possibilities of what they could do. I think if they were to be like, let's be out of character, let's trade our guys, and look, there's a lot. There's also, again, I'm going back to the card perspective. Like Pena is still an incredibly popular name among collectors. 270 for his first Bowman PSA 10 base auto is the last sale I saw. Despite even the injuries, his market really hasn't fallen off. Made's market is astronomical. They can put together maybe the most attractive package of prospects of any contender right now.
Yeah,
they just have to act out a character.
What a day to be Scott Harris right now, dude. I mean,
oh man, I think that's the team. If I'm Scott Harrison, that I'm calling.
It's a win-win because if the Tigers turn it around and are great, they keep Skubal and they really have a great chance to win the division and be competitive in the playoffs, and they probably add. And then if they just continue to suck, and then they get the world for Skubal.
Yeah.
Like,
and I think too, from a card collecting,
a lot of good things to look forward to. And Tiger fans, I don't know if you were like banking on when you guys drafted him in 2020, like if you were banking on him being your messiah and saving grace, like good on you. But like, I don't think many Tigers fans were at the time he got drafted.
No.
This is awesome. This is like awesome for Tigers fans. Like this guy just developed into one of these. He's older too, Skubal, right? Late bloomer.
A little bit.
I think a 4-year college guy. Spent some time I think he might be like my age.
Skubal's 29.
He's older than me. Late bloomer.
Shout out to Hayward.
Yeah, sick. Cal State Hayward. Very cool.
Hayward, California's own.
It's not called that anymore, right? It's called like East Bay or something like that.
Yeah, it's been East Bay, Cal State East Bay.
Lame. Sorry. And I can't help but to think this is like just like a blessing that for Tigers fans. You're going to get a crazy prospect haul, or your team's going to add and you're going to be in the hunt and you're going to have Skubal leading your rotation, and maybe you get some bats to wake up and maybe some help along the way. But it seems like a win-win for 2026. That's just like the optimist in me after being so pessimistic earlier. So
this is not the kind of deal where you're like, now they have to be bad for 5 years. They can get a haul here where they're like, next year we're back. And maybe they sign a pitcher where you're like, all right, it's not Skubal, but like a guy who's like a number 2 starter in the rotation. They have enough money where they clearly, with the Skubal arbitration deal, they're like, well, we have enough money in the payroll.
Yeah. These guys pitch every 5 days. If one guy is preventing you from making the playoffs year over year, you have other things to figure out.
Yeah.
Tigers.
Yep.
So,
and imagine from a card collecting standpoint of, I know, again, I think the whole like, they're not on their team on their first Bowman I think that's done. Like the whole like, it ruins the value. Like, I don't know, Juan Soto's on the Nationals in his first Bowman. I don't think anyone cares. If I give you a Juan Soto first Bowman auto card, I don't think you would care if he was on the Washington Nationals or not. But like, think about if you're like, wow, I'm pairing up, like, let's say the Brewers say, let's trade Luis Pena to the Tigers. Holy crap, Luis Pena and Kevin McGonigal are going to play with each other for the next few years. Jose DePaula gets traded for Skubal. Oh my God, Jose DePaula is going to be alongside Kevin McGonigal in the next few years. The fact that McGonigal is there, that's like rising tides lifts all ships. Like you have those two guys as your studs for the next few years, whatever that is, whatever the Tigers decide to do. If one of these top prospects that we talked about gets dealt to Detroit, I just think it's great for them as players and for their markets, where those guys are going to feed off of each other for a long time. Riley Green, I'll throw him in there as well.
Max Clark.
I didn't even talk about Max Clark, who's on the right, who's another guy who we didn't even mention him.
Things are looking up for Detroit. Don't let your 2026 record right now get you
Bryce
all
Renier,
depressed or whatever.
Yeah, Bryce Renier still there, who's growing.
That infield's going to get crowded quick, especially if they start adding or if they trade a Skubal for offensive help. It gets crowded quick because they have some existing guys, they have some players, but good things to come. And like they could use some depth. Like that's the teams that win these playoff series and win the World Series year over year. Like they're deep. It's like they don't get away with just having like a great starting 9 and like a good like 2 or 3 pitchers. Like these guys can hang.
Yeah.
Bullpen. I think Kenley Jansen's been hurt.
Yeah.
There's a lot of room for opportunity. So if the Tigers want to make moves, either start winning or start losing. But like the whole like win loss, it's gonna make for a tough deadline because I think teams will wait.
A lot of teams,
they have to wait. You have to wait for Skubal. I mean, a talent like that comes around once every decade, maybe. I mean, 29 years old, not a lot of mileage on the arm, coming off a non-invasive elbow surgery. His elbow's intact. If anything, he's probably in better shape than he was. I don't know. We'll see. This is kind of not a new procedure, but I think it's new for someone to be throwing this early off of it.
Definitely. It's shocking that he's going to be back. I mean, as we speak, I believe he's going to be back on Saturday as if you're listening to this on the day that we release it on Friday. So we're going to see him this weekend. We'll see how the elbow looks. And obviously the chatter is not going to die down until he either, one, the Tigers maybe turn around, or two, he does finally get dealt to the Los Angeles
All
Dodgers.
right, quick prediction. So Skubal, Dodgers.
It's the Dodgers.
I'm going to say Rangers just for fun.
I would love it if it's the Brewers. I think the Brewers is the most fun version of that, but I don't think the Brewers will do that for half a season. I think the Brewers will look at
They're smart. They're smarter than that, dude.
I think Logan Webb is almost more of a fit for the Brewers because they're like, we can give you some big prospects and then we'll have Webb for a couple of years.
Byron Buxton, where is he?
I don't think he gets dealt. I think the Twins should deal him, but I don't think he gets dealt.
Yeah, Atlanta. I'm going with Atlanta.
I would love to see Atlanta.
Homecoming, right? That'd be a homecoming for
They're
him.
going to have to throw someone at DH, though. That's going to be the tough part when Acuna got hurt again, by the way.
Well, that's the only reason I say Atlanta is because Acuna,
he just keeps getting hurt. And it sucks because when he's
and
playing,
it's a
he's
hammy,
on fire.
and it's a hammy.
Yeah. You saw that weekend again in Cincinnati where he finally came back and he hit like 5 home runs in 4 games.
Dude, he did the thing again where he hit a home run on the first pitch of the game.
Yeah.
It's like, that's like the indication for healthy nuclear Acuna.
It bums me out so much because every time he's healthy, it's like, oh, right, you're like the second best player in baseball. I forgot. And it sucks that he keeps getting hurt. But yeah, I don't think he gets dealt.
Okay.
Yeah, that's kind of a boring answer, but
Logan Webb.
I do think he gets dealt.
Yeah,
I do.
But
I actually
where
do.
though? Give a prediction. I'm going White Sox. I love that. I love that you said White Sox, and I started thinking about it, and they have the catcher to make it make sense for the Giants.
White Sox would be the most fun, but I think Milwaukee. I do actually think Milwaukee would be the team that says, "Yeah, let's do it. We have enough. We have enough ammunition here. We got enough prospects to make this deal happen." And I think the Giants kind of have to take the best deal possible. Milwaukee has the best deal possible. The only thing is, would Milwaukee be willing to take on all that salary? I don't know. If the Giants are willing to eat some of that salary, I think they get a hefty return for Logan Webb. And I think that's where it happens. I think Webb does get dealt. Yeah, I'll go Milwaukee.
One more, Aroldis Chapman.
Ooh. I didn't even think about, what would Chapman? Who needs a closer right now? A lot of teams need a closer. Everyone needs a closer, it feels like.
That's where I give the Dodgers
Dodgers.
a bump. I think the Dodgers go get a reliever, a closer. I think Tanner Scott can't be the option.
Diaz too.
And I think you can't wait for Diaz to come back and then not work out, and you're like, shoot, we should have got a closer.
And then you can just shift one of those two guys into the 8th if you have both of them.
Yeah, keep it. Y'all, think about this. Diaz is a loose body situation. Skubal's going to be pitching
With
tomorrow.
the same thing, basically.
Now it's probably
different.
apples to oranges. Their
Yeah.
elbows and their everything, their chemistry, biology, whatever. But think about it.
It's nuts.
Think about it. It's same thing.
Yeah,
Ish.
the Dodgers are going to have a starting pitching bullpen until the 8th inning, where then they can call on Edwin Diaz and Aroldis Chapman, now fully healthy.
Yeah, like is Roki just do they add a starter and they're just like, Roki, can we do one more year of a bullpen? Roki, please.
The bullpen in October would literally be Roki will go one day where he'll go 3 innings in a row, and then they'll do like, I don't know,
Scott's not bad. He's just not reliable.
Robleski maybe will go like
We'll
go like 3 innings. That's what's going to happen. That's exactly what's about to happen.
Vezia is a great option.
Yeah.
Klein has just vaulted himself into.
Yeah, they still have great bullpen arms, but like that is the blueprint of like, we'll have a starter go 5 or 6, then we'll have a basically second starter go 3, and then we hand it to the bullpen and you take care of it.
It's the one hole. They don't have a true bona fide closer.
Yeah. Yeah.
They
So,
thought
go get
they
Aroldis.
thought they had
They
him.
did. He just got hurt. We'll hear that trumpet again soon. We'll hear Tarik Skubal on the Dodgers. It's probably going to be happening. But let us know in the comments who you think these guys are, where do you think these guys are going? If you're investing in any of these cards, I know I am about to go and buy myself a Logan Webb First Bowman auto for basically the price of like a slightly expensive lunch.
That's so funny you said that. I was gonna say My lunch today is a Logan Webb auto.
Yeah. Like if there's like a place, there's a good barbecue spot around here where I'm like, I'm going to treat myself today. I'm going to have that barbecue spot. It's the same price as that Logan Webb First Bowman. So yeah, I think I'll go with that instead. Yeah. Who needs food? I can get a Logan Webb First Bowman auto.
Yeah, Wiener Schnitzel or something.
Yeah, there you go.
Good coupons for Thursday.
There you go. Going and get some corn dogs after this. We'll talk to you guys next time. Of course, make sure to subscribe to Mojobreak Media. Subscribe here or search Mojobreak wherever you get podcasts to listen to the podcast if you're watching us. Mojobreak.com for breaks. Topps Dynasty's out next week. That's going to be fun.
Yep.
Really excited. In fact,
breaks posted. Yes, we're going to be breaking Topps Dynasty Baseball live from the Fanatics Collect Studios with Emma Roberts and Cody John in New York City on release day, June 17th. I don't know which camera to look at. I'm looking at both because everyone needs to know this. Emma Roberts, Cody John, friends of the program, awesome hobbyists and just lovers of all things cards. We're doing an awesome Dynasty and Disney, Topps Chrome Disney collab stream, mashup, mix up. It's going to be sick. It's live from the Collect Studios. It's going to be, breaks are posted. Go in there, go get your spots.
there's a distinct possibility you are in New York on parade day. Did you think about that?
Oh, for the Knicks
For
parade?
the Knicks. If the Knicks pull it off Saturday,
Well, the Spurs are winning in 7, so I don't know.
it's not going to happen. It's not going to happen. Boy, would that be something if you were there on parade day? I would love to hear some stories. That'd be nuts.
Bing bong.
Bing bong. All right. Till next time, Bubba, I'm Cody. We'll talk to you next time. Black Facts and Wonder.
See ya.